6:30?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's call a roll.
Yes, sir. Of course, we start off with Mayor Owens,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Selby, Commissioner Walker,
Here.
Commissioner Collins,
Here.
Commissioner Borland. Here. And Commissioner Burke.
Present.
And for the record, Commissioner Mann was called to duty and will be unable to attend tonight. So, Mr. Mayor, you do have.
Right. Okay, we'll call the meeting to order with a moment of silent meditation, if you will. Okay, can we have the Pledge of Allegiance? Lead it off, James.
Thank you, sir. I pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance
to
to the flag
the United States of America and to the republic
of the
that stands one nation under God, indivisible. Justice.
All right. I guess we have to have a motion to adopt the agenda, don't we?
Yes, sir.
Call the roll. Oh, wait a minute, we gotta have a motion, I'm sorry. Somebody make a motion to adopt the agenda?
I move to adopt the agenda as presented.
I'll second.
All right, okay, motion second, we adopt the agenda as presented. Call the roll, James.
Yes, sir. Mayor Pro Tem Selby, aye or nay?
Aye.
Commissioner Walker, aye or nay?
Aye.
Commissioner Collins, aye or nay? Commissioner Borland, aye or nay? Aye. And Commissioner Burke, aye or nay?
Aye.
All right, Mr. Mayor, the motion carries.
All right, motion carries, we have the adoption of the agenda. We'll move on with the consent agenda. We've got to have a motion to approve the consent agenda. Somebody make the motion?
I'll move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second?
I'll second. This is Christine.
Okay, the second by Christine. We've had approval of the, not approval, but the motion to approve the consent agenda. Take a roll, James.
Yes, sir. Mayor Pro Tem Selby, aye or nay? Commissioner Walker, aye or nay?
Aye.
Commissioner Collins, aye or nay?
Aye.
Commissioner Borland, aye or nay?
Aye.
And Commissioner Burke, aye or nay? So, Mayor, the motion carries.
Okay, go ahead, James.
Next up on the agenda, this is item number 5. This is for information. This item is the public comment segment. In this case, members of the public are invited to address the Board of Commissioners on any topic. Public comment is not intended to require the board to answer any impromptu questions or to take any action on items brought up during the public comment period. Speakers will address all the comments of the board as a whole and not one individual commissioner. Discussions between speakers and members of the audience will not be allowed. Time limits are 3 minutes per person or 5 minutes per group. Please come forward to the podium and identify yourself so that your statements can be recorded. As is our custom in this hybrid environment, we start with folks who are present in the audience, and then we'll go to those folks online who would like to comment as well. So looking to our public session, our public area here, we do have one attendee. Would the attendee like to join? All right.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing me to speak this evening. My name is John Robbins. I reside at 109 Puddle Lane in Manteo. With that said, I'm not asking for any action or anything. I'm just wishing to bring something to your attention. I have a client that's interested in a piece of property in Pirates Cove. In order to develop this lot, you have to impact wetlands. In the past, prior to our current planner, the policy and interpretation of the land use plan allowed for such development. With the new planner, they've deemed and they've recently approved, denied a CAMA permit to fill wetlands there in compliance with all the regulations, 404 regulations, CAMA permits and things. They were denied by the planner based on the quote land use plan. So I went through this, surveyed in the information, prepared a site plan, and then asked the town planner about filling the wetlands on this lot as allowed by regulations. And she said, no, it wasn't allowed. So I asked, well, why? Because that policy's changed. She said the last group was not applying it properly. And she sent me the regulations, and it says, no new development or filling shall be allowed in upland wetlands. And if I may quickly give you all a couple of drawings here, and this is from the land use plan. There's two right there. I'll leave you two.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just real quickly, again, I'll read that. It said, no new development or filling shall be allowed within upland wetlands. These maps came directly from the land use plan. There's no definition for upland wetlands or coastal wetlands, but these maps draw distinct differences between upland wetlands and coastal wetlands. You can see on this first page in the key, I drew an arrow to it. Upland wetlands are in green, and then coastal wetlands are in beige. CAMA has no term upland wetlands, and the Corps has no term upland wetlands. I consulted with them again. I met them at another property yesterday, and they said, hey, that's the town's interpretation. I've requested an answer 2 weeks ago to several questions, and I understood through emails that those answers were forthcoming. Then today, town planner said, hey, John, you need to submit an application. Well, why would I spend $4,000 of my client's money in order when she says that it can't be approved? And all I'm asking for help is to just get an answer regarding my questions has submitted on in an email to staff on February 18th. And any help or any meetings with town staff would be greatly appreciated, because at this time I can't get anything. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
And, for the record, there's nobody else in attendance in the in-person audience. I'm going to turn around to our TV screen here to see if we have anybody who's attending virtually. And as we look up at the list, there are attendees here listed. Now, some of these folks are identified by a full name, a single name, or by their phone number. So if any of you would like to make a public comment, please hit *9 on your phone, and it will virtually raise your hand, and we can identify you so you can have your public comment period. All right, not seeing any hands raised at this point. We would offer again, if members of the public would like to comment, please hit *9 on your phone. Your hand will be raised and you'll be recognized. All right, third call, hit *9 on your phone if you want to raise your hand, and you'll be recognized. Mr. Mayor, we don't seem to have any hands raised here in our online.
All right, let me ask one time. Would anybody else like to be heard at public comment? All right, we'll close public comment, James.
Yes, sir.
Move on.
Next item on the agenda, this is item 6A. It's new business. This item is for action. This is the Government and Education Access Channels Committee, or GAC. It's their proposed fiscal year 2021-2022 budget. Now, for the members of the public, this is also known as Current TV and the Government Access Channels. So in this particular agreement, the town, as well as other municipalities, participate with Dare County and many of the educational institutions, ranging from Dare County schools, the College of the Albemarle, and the Coastal Studies Institute. It allows us, first off, we are members for the cost of $1,000 a year. In return, we get in-kind services of $5,000 in this upcoming year for video and other types of services. One of the most underutilized or underknown items is the fact that we get access to Current TV and the government access channels, and that kind of outreach, of course, is so important as we try to connect with our communities in different ways. So this particular action, though, is required because we're a member of this committee. It is the board does have to take an action to approve the budget as one of the member institutions.
All right, how do we handle this, James? There's no motion, nothing required right now. It's just your report, is that right?
No, sir. Actually, the county is asking us for a motion, second, and a vote to make sure that we do approve it.
Okay,
Okay, that's,
I move to approve the proposed 2022 government education active budget.
all right, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, who seconds, Jason?
Jason.
Okay, all right, there's a motion, second to James's proposal to Access Channels Committee for Budget 21-22. Poll, James.
Yes, sir. Mayor Pro Tem Selby, aye or nay?
Aye.
Commissioner Walker, aye or nay?
Aye.
Commissioner Collins, aye or nay?
Aye.
Commissioner Borland, aye or nay?
Aye.
And Commissioner Burke, aye or nay?
Aye.
All right, Mr. Mayor, the motion carries.
All right, motion carries. We'll move on now to mayor comments and commissioner comments. I'll use mine first. Just listen to the previous person at public comment. I don't know how we're going to handle this, but he deserves a response. And let me remind the board, which the board probably already knows, I don't know about the homeowner association at Pirates Cove. I think that's where the property is, isn't it, James?
Well,
Yeah.
it's possible that one of the properties may involve, but the questions could have involved various properties. It's uncertain, but I do believe at
all
least
right,
one was Pirates Cove.
I'm just going with comments. I'm not recommending anything. I'm saying that all of Pirates Cove was built on top of a marsh, and most of you people that on the board remember that from the old days. It was all marsh at one time, and they allowed, what was his name? Guy from New York, anyhow, come down and started developing, and he pumped in every bit of the soil and sand's been pumped on Pirates Cove. It was once marsh. You probably remember that. So I don't know what the homeowners association or Pirates Cove would say about the property, but I think the gentleman who asked the question deserves an answer. And that's all I'm going to say. Commissioner comment. Betty?
I have none tonight, Mayor.
Okay. Christine?
Nothing from me. Thank you.
Richie?
Yes, I do. I'm going to comment on what Mr. Robbins stated. Can I ask him a question, I guess? John,
Yeah, sure. You're a commissioner.
I know, but I just want to step out of bounds. On these emails that went back and forth, was everybody copied on these in the town hall that you're aware of? Okay, so we are aware of the situation. And there's been no answers to Mr. Robbins.
I mean, I would disagree with the assessment. There's been no answer, but I do believe the answer that was we can certainly talk with the town attorney about this because we've been in consultation,
Right.
multiple consultations over the last 13 days
Mhm.
regarding the many issues that were raised.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at these maps and I know nothing about this, forgive me, but it seems like there might be a valid point here that Mr. Robbins has. About the
We've
color-coded areas.
certainly engaged with council and others on
Oh, okay.
these issues. So we're happy to provide additional briefing as needed in the future.
I think that's what we're going to ask for. I'm going to ask to put it on the agenda probably. Richie, anything else?
Yes, I do got one more thing. A couple of months ago, maybe it was about half a year ago, we talked about the parking downtown. And we had a study done about parking stripes and stuff like that. We decided not to do it, I believe.
Mhm.
But we also decided to paint the yellow areas, the new parking zones. Has that been done yet, or is there an attempt to be done? Because I guess I'm just asking because the season's about to start. And I know last year we had a big fiasco. I guess it was done by a coffee house that somebody parked illegally because there was no yellow areas painted. Is that being looked after?
Yes, Commissioner, the Public Works Department had done some spot painting earlier since that time. However, that should be a continuing program over time. where it's dressed up, because some areas are more likely to get the paint faded due to vehicles that, that pull over them and the tires, the scuff marks and things like that. But we're happy to follow up with Public Works to see where they are on the overall calendar on that. I had personally observed certain ones that were touched up, but certainly haven't observed every single one being
We have the
done. So
authority to paint all those no parking areas to the state. I mean, the state says that we can paint what we want to paint as far as those areas, correct?
as far as I know, there's no compliance issue for us showing those areas, and I'm happy to coordinate with Public Works to see the status.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm done, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, Jason?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just piggyback on again, I mean, I'm not gonna try to sound naive here, like, we're gonna stand up here and dig through the issues on this, but, came out and appreciate speaking your voice. And I think, like the mayor said, deserve a little bit of transparency. And I know there's two sides to this, and just want to make sure if there is, at the very least, get some good clarity. We've run into issues in the past with gray areas, and that's part of what we're trying to clean up. But we want to do the right thing, but not impede people being able to do the right thing. And we don't want to stop any landowners or potential landowners for doing what they should be able to do, while not just letting people do whatever they want. So that's all I got.
Okay, thank you for that. Darrell?
I don't have anything right now.
All right, I don't either. I'm going to suggest, is Ben there tonight?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Ben, thank you for that tire report.
Yes, sir. I should have actually, I got a little bit farther down the road, and I should have turned around and gone back to help you with it, actually. But
Well, I made it, so I did all right. But thank you for worrying about me anyhow. I just wanted to put that, make sure you knew about it.
yes, sir. Thank you.
James, I don't know what the board feels about this, but I think Johnny Robbins got a good point. I don't know. We need to hear more about it. I don't know if we should put it on the foregoing agenda or not. Maybe we should hear a little more about it rather than just say no. Because I'm very insistent, because that Parks Cove was nothing but marsh at one time, all of Parks Cove. Oh, the gentleman's name that developed it was Jim Reed from New York.
We're happy to provide, yes, Mr. Mayor, we're happy to provide additional information on something that has been evolving as recently as this afternoon. So
Well, let's just don't close Robbins out. I think we need to hear more.
But y'all been in discussions already?
Yes, ma'am.
yes, sir, we'll be
All right.
happy to brief the board at the appropriate time.
All right, any other comments from anyone? Anything for the good of Manny, just about the shortest meeting we've ever had. Can we have a motion to adjourn? No, we recess. A motion to recess, have a workshop. James, when's the workshop?
I move to recess this meeting until March 17th, 2021 at 5 p.m.
Okay. There's a motion, there's a second.
I'll second. This is Christine.
All right, there's a second by Christine. We will recess until March the 17th, I think he said. Take a poll, James.
Yes, sir. Mayor Pro Tem Selby, aye or nay?
Aye.
Commissioner Walker, aye or nay?
Aye.
Commissioner Collins, aye or nay? Commissioner Borland, aye or nay?
Aye.
Commissioner Burke, aye or nay?
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, the motion carries.
All right, we'll declare the meeting recessed till March the 17th.